Good morning. My name is Nate. This is UMFS Live. I'm excited today to be joined by Coach Taylor from Charterhouse School in Richmond. This is episode 7 of season 4. I've been working with Coach Taylor this morning to try and get him connected to the interview. We had just a little hang up here, trying to send out the invite now. Let's see. Coach Taylor, if you're able to see this, you can actually hit the plus symbol at the bottom of the screen and request to join. We can try it that way. I'm sending the request directly to Coach Taylor over at Charterhouse School in Richmond, but it doesn't seem to be connecting. Let's try this again. There's the connection there. I've sent the invite. Let's see if that works for Coach Taylor. Here he comes. There's Coach Taylor. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Nate.
Hey, I'm doing well. I appreciate you very much, and thanks for bearing with me as we worked that out. We're so excited to have Coach Taylor with us on episode 7 of season 4 of UMFS Live. Coach, you're closing us out. This is the season finale. Thanks for being here.
Hey, absolutely. Sounds great. Appreciate you guys inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, I wonder if we can jump right into the questions. And can you just get us started by telling, what inspired you to come work at Charterhouse School and UMFS, and how long have you been here?
Wow, I've been here for 11 years and maybe 2 or 3 months. I like working with kids. I used to do a lot of free recreation stuff, mentoring the kids. I used to do a lot of social skill groups. I started working with kids in Focus 2008, and I've been working with kids ever since. Learned a lot. I figure a lot of stuff that I learned I can bring here to the Charterhouse and instill in the kids. So this is where I am.
Yeah, well, we're so happy to have you at Charterhouse School here in Richmond, and I've had a chance to see you work with the students. And one thing I actually didn't, I'm going to throw you a curveball here. I didn't bring it up yesterday when we talked on our pre-meeting, but tell us, you guys, you coach the basketball team here. We've got some great athletes, just some great young students here who get involved. Tell us, you guys are back on the court for the first time in 2 years. Talk a little bit about that, how that's felt.
Yes, it feels great. We started Rouser League, which is an alternative basketball sports league for all of the alternative schools. The motivation for it is great. The kids was a little bit hesitant about coming back to the season because they haven't played since the COVID hit. So once we got them into shape, got them practicing, they felt very good about the self-confidence was built up, the skills and everything. Believe it or not, we play in the championship on next Thursday at Virginia Home for Boys. So that is great. The guys' morale their morale is up. I mean, like, wow, unbelievable. I see a big difference in the guys' behaviors. Academic grades are going up. It's more like an incentive. It's something that they can look forward to say, hey, I can succeed, and I have something to look forward to. So Arousal has played a great part in this school as far as a positive incentive and just the team building exercises, everybody working together. So yeah, it's awesome.
Absolutely. And, I've been here about 5 years, and in that short time, I know you've been here about 11 years, you said, but in my time here, I've had a chance to see the students playing flag football. I've seen the cheer squad. I've seen basketball, and I've seen really just how it brings those students together. It's just like any other sports league for any school. And it's great to see you back out there on the court and see the players out there and everyone working together. Appreciate that. So
absolutely.
What you talked about it a little bit earlier about what, enjoying mentoring, that aspect of it, but what inspires you to do this important work as an educator and a role model?
Well, what inspired me is just looking at the kids, addressing their wants and their needs. Me personally, me working with these guys, it brings joy to me because I see that if I can help one kid, I'm pretty much doing my job, and just the encouragement and just giving that kid the opportunity to allow you to let them see that, hey, I'm listening to everything you're saying and I hear you, and coming up with positive solutions. And the kid come back the next day and say, hey, you know what, Mr. Taylor, that was a great talk. And what you said, I implemented that and it actually worked. So that right there is more rewarding to me than anything, because these skills that I'm giving them, they are actually using them, and they see for themselves that it's actually working for them.
Yeah, that's so well said. And I've heard it from other educators at Charterhouse School, both in Edinburgh and Richmond, how sometimes in the moment you may not see the difference, you may not see the impact, but maybe 24 hours or maybe 2 years later, you hear back from these students and you know
Absolutely.
you were helping them through a challenging time. So thank you for sharing that. Now, have you always been called to serve others?
You know, I started my career in law enforcement. I was working with the Chesterfield Sheriff Department for years. I basically just got tired of seeing the same old faces. So I said, you know what? Let me start with the youth, and maybe I can prevent the youth from coming into the jail cells or the prison system, and just give them some guidance on what I experienced. And I think that was a great move on my part to leave the department and come work with the adolescents. So now I can give them my insight as well as examples on what to do, what not to do, and not versus who's right, but what's right. And if I can instill that into the kid at an early age, hopefully they won't even have the opportunity to see the other side of any type of bad setting.
We talk a lot about perspective. We talk a lot about lived experience at UMFS and Charterhouse School. For you as a professional with that background, to be able to talk to these young people and tell them, let's get squared away. Let's do the right thing here and let's not get on the other side of it, because you, Coach Taylor, have seen it. So you can, as you said, share that with them and kind of give them that perspective that maybe they haven't considered. Now, speaking again of the young people that we serve, look, I'm always really impressed with the work that the school staff does, really our staff statewide in any of our programs. But there at the school, I see the work you all do day in and day out. You're teaching great lessons. But what have you learned from the students, Coach Taylor? What have they taught you?
You know what? These kids taught me patience. They also taught me how to listen a little bit better than I did first coming into this agency. So I learned a lot from the kids. And the main thing is just trying to understand better what they need me to understand. And with the patience that I learned to have from them, I'm able to give them the guidance and encouragement that they need to be successful. So yeah, kudos to the kids, man, for just giving that opportunity to say, hey, listen, I understand there's nothing that I haven't heard. So feel free to talk to me. Let me know how you're feeling. And I feel a whole lot more confident with myself just giving them that input.
Man, that's so great. And I've had a chance to see you work directly with the students there at Charterhouse School. I've seen so much of the staff. And those are just some great students. And one student told me not so long ago that it's more like a family atmosphere than a school atmosphere. So we love to see action. I want to thank you for everything that you do for those students over there. But I want to switch gears and focus a little bit more on you, Coach Taylor. We've talked a lot about, kind of what brought you here, but you've got to tell me, when you're not at work, what do you do to reset, recharge, and get focused for the following week?
Wow. Well, I go home, I put some jazz. I'm a big jazz fan. Sit back, talk to my boys. I have a 23-year-old, I have an 18-year-old, and my wife. So we just sit back and relax, talk about good times, and just you're at home. So you're basically unwind, maybe watch a good flick on TV, old Western. I'm an old Western type guy, something that relaxes me. And just basically, I do a lot of volunteer work with the senior citizens as well in the community. And that right there also I enjoy doing, and that alleviates a lot of stress for me as well. So if I'm doing something positive, hey, that pretty much put me where I need to be mentally.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing that. It is so important. We talk, another thing we talk so much about is self-care and personal well-being. So I'm glad to hear that you're able to kind of unplug from it, because I know that work can be challenging at Charterhouse School, but like you said, this is, you're helping reach these students, these young people, and I know they appreciate it. Let's go into the last question here. I want to be mindful of your time. Talk about what keeps you coming back to do this important work.
Wow, that's a great question. What keeps me going is just the kids. The kids, just being able to help these kids and guiding them in the right direction. And I'm actually seeing a lot of positive turnaround for these kids. Like, I can do it versus I can't do it. And that motivates me to come back and give more than what I have given them, because I know for a fact that these kids need something and that something or someone could be here at Charterhouse. So with that being said, that's the reason why I come here. That's what keeps me going, just to help out these adolescents and the youth that's having so many problems.
Coach Taylor, we can't thank you enough for your time and for everything you do for the students there at Charterhouse School in Richmond. I know they appreciate it. I know your staff there appreciate it, and you all work well together. You're coming up on the end of the school year, so I know that you're probably looking forward to a little bit of a break, but keep doing what you're doing. Thanks so much for everything. Good luck in the championship game.
Hey, thanks, Nate.
For basketball, and we'll be in touch. I want to thank everyone at home for tuning in to UMFS Live. Be sure to follow us right here on Instagram. Follow us over on our Facebook page. This is our last episode of this season of UMFS Live, but we will be back, so follow along for updates. Coach Taylor, have a great day and have a great weekend.
All right. Take care, Nate.
All right. Thanks so much.
All right, buddy.
Goodbye, everyone.